Imagine your sister-in-law gifting you her wedding dress, telling you to wear it during your own wedding, and making herself the victim when you politely decline. Well, that's what poor OP has to deal with in today's episode, so let's see how this turns out. Am I the asshole for refusing to wear the dress my sister-in-law gave to me as a wedding gift? I, female 27, met my fiancé Jacob, male 31, when I was 21. We've been together for 6 years and engaged for almost a year out of those. My mother's wedding dress has been passed down for generations, and I remember being a little girl dreaming of walking down the aisle in it. We've recently been wedding planning, and we were invited to a dinner hosted by my fiancé's family that was on Sunday. When we arrived, we greeted everyone and sat at the table to eat. My sister-in-law stood up and tapped her spoon against her glass and said that she had to make a toast. She then said that she would be right back before going into another room and returning with a large plastic bag. Everyone seemed to be excited, but I just felt confused. I awkwardly smiled as I asked sister-in-law what was inside the bag. She opened it up to reveal her wedding dress from her wedding, which was 2 years ago. Uh-oh, we all know where this is about to go and it's not gonna be pretty, but let's keep going. Everyone began clapping as sister-in-law announced that this was her official wedding gift to us and she wanted me to wear her wedding dress at the wedding. I tried to smile, but I guess I didn't do a good job of hiding my disappointment and everyone began asking me what was wrong. I tried to explain how I wanted to wear my mother's dress and that it was nothing personal, but that I refused to wear my sister-in-law's dress. My sister-in-law began crying as my in-laws began tearing into me and comforting her. I just burst into tears and ran outside. My fiancé didn't even come after me, and after crying my eyes out on the steps for what felt like hours, he finally came outside and yelled at me to get into the car. Wait, what? Okay, first of all, that is the kind of gift that you're gonna have to ask the bride in advance if she's okay with receiving. Honestly, there are plenty of great surprise gifts to gift a bride, and girly, this ain't one of them, okay? Also, if she really cared about the bride, she'd understand that what she wears on her wedding day is her choice, okay? And she ultimately has to respect that. The fact that she made it about herself and made herself the victim in this situation is just super telling. And the fact that OP's fiancé didn't even come after her when she ran out crying is just an even bigger mystery. This is just so disappointing all around, to be honest. But let's see what happens next. I was so confused, but I got into the car just to hear him berate me on how I had made such a big scene and embarrassed him in front of his family. He sounded so mad, and he even said he couldn't believe he chose to marry such a his exact words. My fiancé also said how sister-in-law was just trying to be nice and that her dress was more modern compared to my mother's dress, which looked like an old rag. Get rid of him. Get rid of him right now. Oh my god, that is so rude. I tried to tell him how much my mother's wedding dress meant to me because I promised her that I would wear it. Okay, first of all, how is she the villain when all she did was establish her boundaries around her own wedding day? If the sister-in-law had the audacity to gift it to her in public and put her in an uncomfortable situation, then she has to also be ready to face the bride saying no in front of everyone too, okay? She practically put herself in that position, so she's gonna make her bed and lay in it too. Also, can we just all agree that OP has the worst fiancé ever for berating her like that after his own sister put her in the worst situation possible? Thanks. Let's continue. I felt like my fiancé's family planned this and put me on the spot thinking I wouldn't stand up for myself and just agree to wear my sister-in-law's dress. Honestly, that's a good theory. I would 100% believe that theory, not gonna lie. I don't think I did anything wrong, but a part of me thinks that I should have just gone along with it and then told my sister-in-law in private that I wouldn't be wearing the dress. Am I the asshole? From the way it sounds, I think OP was being super respectful in the way that she told her sister-in-law that she'd be wearing her mother's dress, and she shouldn't take the fall for her in-laws trying to pressure her into something that should 100% be her choice. In this case, she's not the asshole, okay? Everyone else is, okay? Other than her mom, I guess. But this is horrible, not gonna lie. Here's what a commenter said. Not the asshole. Your fiancé needs to have more respect for you as he probably knew you really were set on wearing your mother's dress. He should have been there for you and defended you, and when he didn't, it clearly showed what kind of person he is. I 100% agree with this commenter. OP said, "Thank you. I think I really needed to hear this. It's just so reassuring to know because I really felt like I was in the wrong for the past few days." Yeah, because everyone is on the sister-in-law side for some odd reason, but Reddit has spoken and she's not the asshole. Okay, let's see her update, which was actually made on the same day, 19 hours later. Hi everyone, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you to everyone in the comments supporting me and all the private messages reaching out. I haven't gotten to all of them, but I'll try to whenever I can. I really didn't expect so many people to see my post, but I just want to make it clear how grateful I am. If you haven't seen my original post, you can check my profile. I know a majority of you told me to leave him and I took some time to think about it, but I know I can't leave without a proper conversation. At the end of the day, I spent 6 years with this man, and this behavior was honestly out of the ordinary. Yeah, honestly, in 99% of the situations, I always think that talking it out first is best before you commit to a decision, so it's good that OP did that. I agree with a lot of the comments saying that his family was influencing him because he used to be so caring and kind, but ever since the wedding planning began, he changed. Since the dinner on Sunday, he hasn't been talking to me at all and always leaves the room whenever I come in. So petty. His honestly immature behavior and all of your comments have made me rethink my whole relationship. I did end up making him sit down with me a few hours ago to talk about things and have an adult conversation. He was very dismissive and was just scrolling on his phone for a majority of the time. I tried to explain how I felt put on the spot at the dinner and how his reaction and the fact he didn't come after me or comfort me post the dinner was so hurtful and disrespectful. All he had to say in response was that I was being selfish and that my sister-in-law was trying to help and I had just embarrassed her in front of everyone. Girl, it's time to leave. Let's skedaddle, because the fact that he's being so dismissive when you're trying to be mature about this is just a telltale sign of how he'll be acting for the rest of your life, okay? The conversation honestly went nowhere, and I felt really shitty and lost. Around an hour ago, he came up to me and apologized, saying that he was sorry and that he understood how I was feeling. I asked what we would do about the dress, and he told me that he had talked to sister-in-law and she had agreed to let me wear my mother's dress during the reception, but I would wear her dress during the main ceremony. Hell nah! Hell to the nah. OP, say no. Say no, please. I admit I kind of lost it because he said it as if I needed permission to wear my wedding dress on my wedding day. I haven't felt so disrespected in my life. I've just been sitting inside our bedroom and I'm pretty sure things are over after this. Oh my god, guys, her sister-in-law is way too controlling. And she's definitely acting like it's gonna be her wedding or something. I would honestly just bail before her sister-in-law makes OP's wedding into her own second wedding, because looks like she just loves being the center of attention, clearly. So OP added a few comments, so let's see what she says. Edit. I will admit that my mother's dress is slightly old-fashioned, but I had talked to him before we got engaged about how it was my dream to wear it, which he had no problems with. The fact that he didn't respect how sentimental it was to me is what hurt. Also, during our second conversation, he kept bringing up how his family was paying for a majority of the wedding, which yes, they were paying for about 75% of it, but I tried to remind him that it was my wedding too. Edit 2. Yes, I'm leaving him for sure now. I really don't appreciate the comments calling me bad names for staying. I never intended to stay, and the only reason I thought we needed a conversation was because this behavior was recent and I wanted to understand what was going on. I haven't told him that it was over officially, though it should be obvious, yet mainly because I'm scared he might do something violent, as many comments said. I need a few days to figure out things, and I'm gonna tell my brother to pick me up so I can stay there for a few days. I'm logging off for now, but I'll update if anything happens. Honestly, I think it's fine that OP wanted to talk things through, so I don't get why people were hating on her for that. But in this case, the fact that her in-laws were trying to waive paying their wedding over her head just so they can exercise control over her is just the universe giving her a sign to get out of the situation before it's too late. Also, the fact that she told her fiance beforehand that she wanted to wear her mother's dress to the wedding for sentimental reasons, and her fiance still got mad at her for standing up for herself is just so telling, and I'm glad she dodged a bullet. Good job, OP. So, what do you guys think? Should she have at least pretended to be okay with it in front of everyone and then let her sister-in-law know that she didn't want it behind the scenes? Or do you think that her telling her then and there was her God-given right at this point? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching!